I discovered that my wife was destroying my marriage using my own sister as a weapon. My name is Lucas. I'm 34 years old, and for 3 years I lived what I thought was a perfect marriage. Amanda was everything to me. We met at a graduation party. She was funny, intelligent, caring. We got married after 2 years of dating. My sister, Julia, was my maid of honor. She had always been my best friend, that person who stood by my side through every difficult moment of my life. When our parents died in a car accident, I was 19 and Julia was 17. We only had each other. She was more than a sister, she was my entire family. That's why, when Amanda came into my life, I made sure they got along well. And they did. Too well. Everything started quietly, almost imperceptibly. Amanda began calling Julia more frequently. Long conversations, laughter, shared secrets. I thought it was beautiful. My wife and my sister becoming close friends was everything I could wish for. They went out together for coffee, went shopping, exchanged messages all the time. I felt like the luckiest man in the world. But I didn't know I was being turned into the villain of my own story. The first time I noticed something strange was at a family dinner. Amanda commented about a problem at work, said her boss had been unfair to her. Julia immediately looked at me and said, "Lucas, you need to support your wife more. She's going through a difficult time and you don't even notice." I was confused. I always supported Amanda. I always asked about her work, always listened to her complaints. But there, in front of everyone, I was painted as the negligent husband. Amanda just smiled, shrugging, as if she were embarrassed by Julia's defense. But I saw something in their eyes, a complicity that made me uncomfortable. The following weeks were strange. Amanda started making small complaints about me to Julia. I only found out because my sister started giving me unsolicited advice. "Lucas, you should take Amanda out to dinner more often. She feels neglected." Or, "Lucas, Amanda told me you forgot your dating anniversary. That's important to her." The problem is that I hadn't forgotten. I had planned a surprise, but Amanda complained to Julia before I could even execute it. It was as if she was creating problems before they even existed. I started feeling watched inside my own marriage. Every time Amanda and Julia talked, I knew I would be evaluated, judged, dissected. My sister started acting like an unofficial marriage counselor, always telling me what I was doing wrong. And the worst part, Amanda never told me these problems directly. She went straight to Julia. I tried to talk to Amanda about it. "Honey, if you have a problem with me, talk to me, not to my sister." She looked at me with those teary eyes and said, "I can't talk to you, Lucas. You always get defensive." Julia understands me. That's when I realized my wife was using my sister to manipulate me. Every complaint, every supposed mistake of mine, was amplified by Julia. And because Julia was my sister, because she had always been on my side, her words had immense weight. When she criticized me, I felt like I was really failing. I started doubting myself. Was I really a bad husband? Did I not perceive my wife's needs? The situation got drastically worse when Amanda suggested that Julia move to an apartment in the same building as ours. Julia was going through financial difficulties and Amanda insisted we could help her. I agreed, of course. She was my sister. But from the moment Julia moved to our building, my privacy disappeared. She was always in our apartment, always participating in our conversations, always meddling in our decisions. One day, I came home from work and found Amanda and Julia crying in the living room. My heart raced. "What happened?" They looked at each other and Amanda said, "Julia told me that you talked bad about me to your work friends." I was shocked. "I never did that." "Julia, why are you making this up?" My sister started crying louder. "I'm not making it up, Lucas. Amanda told me you said that, and she's hurt." It was an insane cycle. Amanda invented a lie, told Julia, and Julia confronted me as if it were true. When I denied it, both acted as if I were lying. I started feeling crazy. I started recording conversations, writing down everything I said and did, just to have proof that I wasn't wrong. My mental health was destroyed. I couldn't sleep properly. I couldn't concentrate at work. My marriage, which used to be my source of happiness, became my prison. The last straw came on a Friday night. I got home early from work and heard voices coming from the living room. Amanda and Julia were talking. I stayed quiet in the hallway, listening. "You need to be firmer with him," Julia was saying. "When you complain about something, don't accept excuses. Make him feel guilty." Amanda laughed. I know. It's just that sometimes I feel sorry for him. He gets so lost. Julia responded, "Sorry? Amanda, do you want a marriage where you're in charge or not? He needs to learn who's in control. And as long as I'm here, I'll make sure he learns." I felt my entire body tremble. My sister, the person I trusted most in the world, was helping my wife manipulate me. I walked into the room and both fell silent. "I heard everything," I said, my voice shaking. Amanda got up, trying to touch my arm. "Lucas, it's not what you're thinking." I pulled away. "It's not? Then what is it, Amanda? You two are conspiring against me?" "My own sister." Julia started crying. "Lucas, I was just trying to help you be a better husband. Don't you see how Amanda suffers because of your actions?" I looked at her, incredulous. "My actions? Julia, I do everything for her. I work 12 hours a day to pay the bills of this house, to help you, to give Amanda a comfortable life. And you two are here plotting how to make me feel like garbage." Amanda tried to argue, but I didn't want to hear it. I asked them both to leave my apartment. Julia cried, begged, said I was overreacting. Amanda stayed silent, just looking at the floor. That night, I slept alone for the first time in 3 years. In the following days, I tried to process everything. I talked to a therapist who helped me understand that I had been a victim of emotional manipulation. Amanda didn't want a partner. She wanted someone she could control. And Julia, for some reason I still didn't fully understand, agreed to participate in this game. I looked for Julia a week later. I needed answers. "Why did you do this to me?" I asked. She looked at me with red eyes. "Because Amanda told me you didn't value her, that you didn't pay attention to her. I thought I was helping you save your marriage." I shook my head. "Julia, you've known me for 34 years. Amanda has been in my life for 5, and you believed her instead of me." She started crying again. "I'm so sorry, Lucas. I really am. As for Amanda, I filed for divorce. She tried to convince everyone that I was the villain, that I had abandoned her for no reason. But some close friends knew the truth. The process was painful, lengthy, but necessary. Today, a year later, I'm rebuilding my life. Julia and I are trying to rebuild our relationship, but the trust that existed is broken. Maybe it will never be like it was. What I learned from all of this is that manipulation can come from where you least expect it. It can come from the person sleeping next to you. It can come from the person you grew up with. And the most dangerous thing is when these two people unite against you. You start doubting your own sanity, your own reality. If you're in a relationship where you feel you're always wrong, where your actions are always interpreted in the worst possible way, where someone close constantly makes you feel guilty for no real reason, pay attention. You might be being manipulated. And for those who are thinking about using someone close to their loved one to manipulate them, know that you're not just destroying a relationship. You're destroying families, friendships, someone's mental health. You're creating wounds that may never fully heal. My marriage ended, my relationship with my sister is shaken, and I carry emotional scars that are still healing. All because two people decided that manipulation was better than honesty. If there's something I'd like you to take from this story, it's this: communicate directly. If you have a problem with someone, talk to that person. Don't use intermediaries. Don't create secret alliances. Don't turn relationships into battlefields. Because in the end, everyone loses. I lost my wife, almost lost my sister, and for months I lost myself. And nothing, absolutely nothing, is worth that destruction.